Hello, good morning, Betty. I'm very happy that you're here with me. Hallo, ihr Lieben, willkommen zum Sexy Sunday Talk mit Mama Ulita und aus Leipzig und Bettie Blackheart aus Finnland. Yay! Unser Sexy Sunday Talk findet hier statt auf Mama Ulita Burlesque Empowerment, auf den Kanälen, auf denen ich gerne euch da draußen informieren, inspirieren und mitnehmen möchte in die Welt des burlesken Selbstentfaltens und der burlesken Tanzkunst. Und überhaupt dieses ganze Thema Burlesque Empowerment möchte ich einfach gern mit euch da draußen teilen. Und heute habe ich eben Bettie Blackheart eingeladen, die finnische Burlesque-Ikone, die uns etwas erzählen wird über ihre Arbeit als Burlesque-Künstlerin und wie sie mit ihrer Art, Burlesque nach Finnland zu bringen, eine ganze Country inspiriert hat und eben auch sehr nah stehend und überhaupt für das ganze Thema Firetassels, Satan's Angels, Queen of the Firetassels und ihr ganzes Erbe der Burlesque-Legenden verwaltet oder nicht verwaltet, sondern ja darüber erzählen wird oder dieses ganze Thema bewahren wird für die Welt der Burlesque Community. Willkommen, liebe Betty. I would love to have you saying some words about you and where you come from and why burlesque inspired you and how it is all came into your life.
Okay. Hello, my darling. Ulita. I will put on my glasses
on.
Teachery. I am right now at the summer house. So it's a bit different than usual, not backstage or on stage or anything. Anyway, I'm Bettie Blackheart or Petra, and I have been working with burlesque now since 2007, really actively. I found it in the beginning of 2000, so kind of 2003 or so, maybe, through the internet. Or first I found a little book. Internet was not that big then yet, of course. I found a little book with a picture, with the picture book of burlesque stars at the time. And I got really inspired and started searching what I could find. And we didn't have anything like burlesque in Finland at the time, and I didn't know about any history of cabaret or anything in Finland. I have, however, always been inspired. I'm a visual artist. I have been a painter and I have made videos and such before, and I have always been inspired by strong women of all different kinds. German Nina Hagen has been a big inspiration.
Yeah.
And many others. Tura Satana has been really like an inspiration for me before. Kick-ass women who have not been afraid to be tough and women. Also big like icons, the movie stars of Hollywood and big divas have been inspiring for me. So burlesque was a combination of everything, and of course my background as a punk rocker is something that's very kind of suits in the picture, because I think, as Dirty Martini has said, that burlesque is kind of a new punk rock. And so then I started searching, and we traveled to New York with my husband, Epe, who is also Frank Doggenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Messenger of Manlesque, the first male performer in Finland. And we just celebrated his 10 years on stage in March.
Oh.
Yes. So we traveled to New York, and we were looking for all the shows that we could find, and we found some great shows. For example, Starshine Burlesque, which was hosted by Creamy Stevens and Little Brooklyn. And we felt like, okay, this is it. This is just the combination of perfect things for us. And that was 2004 or so. And we came back and we felt like, okay, we need to do something with this thing. What should we do? And I have always been the kind of person who doesn't really just I'm not good at having a hobby, for example, just a little hobby that I do once a week. It
Ja.
feels it's 100% or nothing for
Yes,
me.
ganz oder gar nicht, sagen wir in German.
Yes, yes. So it felt like, well, why should we just like study a little, or if I would make my own show, just my own act, where would I perform it? Because there was no burlesque in Finland at the time. So many things came together, and it's a really long story, but we met Kiki Hawaii, who had also traveled to New York in 2005 or 6 or so, and we became friends and started talking, and she's also a visual artist or community artist, and we met, and the three of us got really, really inspired, and we decided, okay, we're going to start something. And she had met Dr. Sketches. She had been to Dr. Sketches that had just started in New York. And because we are artists, we decided, okay, we're going to start Dr. Sketches in Finland. And that's how it then started. And it started rolling. And 2008, we had a festival called the Helsinki Burlesque Festival.
Yeah, legend.
Yes. Rest is history. And we started with Kiki and Frank, the festival. Kiki moved to her hometown to build her own Turku burlesque scene in 2010. And then we have forwarded it with Frank forward, and of course a lot of wonderful Finnish people have been helping us in many ways, but basically that's been us that have been making the big decisions and are parents of the festival. And that's also why the festival ended in 2017, because the festival was 10 years old, and we decided that as parents we don't want the teenager in the house, so
I feel you as a mom of a 13-year-old.
Yes, and also the festival was for us something that we really wanted to make for the audience and for the Finnish people, in the way that we wanted to show what burlesque is and what it can be. So we traveled all over the world to see performers. We never had applications. We always invited people. And we wanted to really curate and build a whole story every year about burlesque. And we really thought carefully about how to kind of every year like turn it up a little bit more. Not like the performance would be better and better. They were always superstars, but kind of challenge the people a little bit more.
To learn more.
Yeah. We didn't want to just like punch them in the face so that they would go back, but we just wanted to keep on like.
Oh, I get goosebumps. Yes.
And
you educated your audience in a way. And what I want to ask also is, because I had this in mind, you had also the cultural department in your backside from Helsinki. What was that story? Because I feel producing and then having like the cultural, like we say, this Kulturamt in our back, this is unique, I guess, for me, from what I know.
Some I think in UK they have had the Cultural Council back some festivals.
In UK, where?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't remember. I just remember like something I read. But yes, it's I think it has quite a lot to do with the artist backgrounds too, and the way we curated it. And we got maybe 1/6 of our budget from the Cultural Council, which was really a big help.
Yes.
Most of it was funded by the tickets. So that was the biggest thing, of course, to get the tickets sold every year. But yes, it was really, even if not thinking about how much in money, but how much it meant for us to be seen as a true art form, not just something. I have always, in my art, I feel like I have always fought for the, I don't believe in dividing art forms in high and low, and
or entertainment, and what is entertainment and what is art, because
can art be entertaining?
Yes.
I think that's funny.
Oh, I love you.
The art, like that whole discussion is really funny to me somehow. I think both can be everything. And I think everything can be, I think the crossings of different borders can be really super interesting.
Yeah, especially for the audiences.
Yes.
And for me, living in Leipzig, which is a city, you know, we have Johann Sebastian Bach, we have this art development like die Neue Leipziger Schule, and we have the Gewandhaus Orchestra, we have the Thomaner Chor, like all this ancient, traditional, classical music mixed with painting art. And I really want to make Leipzig sexy and bringing this spirit, what you are talking about, like this combination of entertainment, art, kind of underground into, like the mass media or the masses, because people need that. And I feel that's so inspiring. Yeah, thank you. I just want to say this because, what you say, this dividing like art entertainment is something what I would say in a snobby way. It's very snobby. I feel like people like having the high nose. We are doing art and you're just entertainer, which is not good because, like, speaking from the audience, we do this for people, making them happy and thinking about their lives and what they can improve. Sorry for
and I think just a burlesque book just came out in Finland.
Yes.
Called the Burlesque book. It's in Finnish.
Okay.
Which is really nice. It's a really nice thing that a book has come out. She's has researched a lot and she has found really interesting things. For example, that Lydia Thompson,
yes,
legendary Lydia Thompson, has performed in Finland in the
what?
1800s. It was really like amazing to find out that she has really, because she has been traveling to St. Petersburg and the Finnish press has been writing about Lydia Thompson in the 1800s. So Finland really has a long history of burlesque. So we can't say that, okay, we just brought burlesque here in you know, it was
but I mean, this is also something that came out because you inspired someone doing research more.
Yes.
And then this came out, you just like discovering history. I mean, I get so much like I have this like, you know, energy right now. This is amazing. Yeah.
And also I have wanted from the beginning to bring burlesque to different kinds of places. I really think it's not only for, of course, not every place is good for it because it's adult entertainment for adults.
Of course it's adult,
It's not for children, or otherwise it's not really burlesque. It can be colorful and fun, but it's not really burlesque because burlesque always, I find, a story about someone's sexuality as well.
Yeah. And getting naked in a very creative way with the tease and the sexuality, of course.
Yes. So anyway, I always found it really interesting to take burlesque to different places, and we have been able to work in different kinds of museums. And our last museum show was in the National Museum.
Yes, so amazing, very inspiring.
And also the City Hall, I have to say, was really fun. And I am very happy to see that burlesque in many places has been to the opera, for example, and also
like you said, you did the fire, like what we will come later a bit, the Firetassels in this opera thing. You had the production this year as well, yes?
No, it was just one time in 2016.
Okay, so where you had like you came with the Firetassels to opera.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's still there. I didn't burn it down.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, what were we saying?
Like this inspiring the community thing. You were talking about Kicking Hawaii and how it grew, because just to say about our story together, we met because of my interest in becoming like this Firetassel skilled person. I was not
Queen of the Firetassels.
But I want to say the Queen of the Firetassels, but as I started, I didn't know anything about it. And I was inspired by another woman from Australia. Her name is Trixie Tassels, which was completely not into this heritage history thing. And I started then researching and then asked, and so we came together because Angel brought us together. And then we met together for the first time. As we met, I remember this was in Berlin, as you did this art exchange program in Berlin as your artist identity as a painter. Yes, was it like that?
Yes, it was my art exhibition, and I was staying in the art
residency. Yes,
yes,
and so that's how we met in this little room. Like, okay, now we create something together.
Yes,
and yeah, so this was very, yeah, this was just before I came to the festival, but this was 2014. Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Even it took me then, yeah, longer to process to become the Firetassel Queen. Yeah, but yeah, just want to say it was very adventurous to meet you and to become part of like also this legendary festival together with my showgirl friend Coco Ladouce, where we could travel to see you or to come to your space and see how you created this community thing, because you invited the girls from Estonia who have all their own stuff right now, like Chrissy Kiss.
Yes, Chrissy Kiss and Affinity Star are
Affinity Star, which I was performing then later together in Berlin. And so it's so cool because you did this, like you built this base and people could grow from this, from themselves, like, and also having more male show boys like Handsome Stark and Willy Water Lily, which is another different story. But yeah, I like how this came. I mean, you just let go. What tips would you give for me, example, when I want to build this community thing? What can I? Yeah,
I actually read quite a lot about creative management, for example, for different fields. How to find. I tried to learn all the time how to find to let people grow somehow as themselves, but. Also,
do you have any book recommendation or an author or a recommendation?
I can send you some text. I don't remember right now. It's years ago. I don't remember right away. But if you, and there might be much more now to read than there was.
Creative management.
Yes, and I also decided that if it's going to happen, someone has to be the boss. And I decided I'm going to be the boss and take the responsibility for the festival, for everything that happens. But at the same time, I believe in sharing. So trying to share as much as I can, not keeping stuff to myself. And the reason for making the festival was not to build myself, but to build the community. So not to build my own career. At some points, I felt like I can't perform at the festival because it's too much. I was also always, or not always, but many times I felt really stressed and annoyed by my own performances there. I was not happy. It wasn't as I wanted to, but I still decided I'm going to do it because it was such a beautiful stage and such a beautiful audience. I really, really loved performing. So I would have felt so stupidly disappointed not to be able to share that love on the stage as well. So I didn't feel like I don't want to become a martyr who is just somewhere in the corner, like.
And it's also like for you as an artist. Yeah, I'm really appreciating this because I feel that, of course, I mean, other story, but just going a step away from your ego, because of course we have this artistic expression wish in ourselves because of community and the love, but also stepping away and say, okay, I'm filling this space, being there with my presence, even though if it's not that perfect, like what you said, like you felt annoyed by your own performance, but being there, being aware that the audience needs you also to be the person that brings it all together and let them love you. Like Imogen Kelly, I was taking a class with her at your festival years ago, and she had this quote, which I really embraced in my inner heart: let them love you. That doesn't mean you have to be perfect on the face, black, getting the splits right and everything. It's just being present. And I mean, that's what it's all about, being present and let them love you and love
Yes.
back. This is what
Yes.
it's all about.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where we can just switch to your film that you are a part of, like this film with the topic or the title, All is Full of Love, or Full of
Yes.
Love, like
Yeah.
this Björk
Yeah.
song, Full of Love. What is that about?
Full of Love, Escape from the Deep Freeze. It's the
Yes.
full title, and it's as you said, not a movie. It's not my movie. I am in the movie. I am the second main character, and the director of the film and whose movie it is Iina Terho, and it's a movie about her journey into burlesque, and it's really it has received a really good feedback, and now it's also out on DVD, so everyone can see it all over.
Yeah, we will put it. Yeah,
it has 116 minutes of extras, which is really great. I have not seen the extras myself yet, but I know there is quite a long tribute, for example, to Satan's Angel. So this is really amazing because it was filmed for 4 years, the whole film, and she followed me all over the world also. And she was there when Satan's Angel visited Helsinki for the last festival, and she filmed us a lot when we talked, and Angel talked, of course, quite a lot. So yeah, so that's a really it's a beautiful legacy also for her, who she sadly passed in April.
Okay.
So, but she's alive on film, so that's great.
I want to say something because I had this, like, as I saw that you do this, we have in Leipzig this documentary festival in November all the time. Last year I said to you, okay, let's try. It was too much, but I would like to manifest this video to bring you together here to Leipzig, to have this film scene combined with a show, maybe in the festival, maybe just not. To be honest, that's what I really would love to do. Just manifesting it here, just sending it out. Whoever wants to hear it and help for doing
wonderful.
this.
And we have plans to travel with the film.
Yes, and also what you said about the lectures with Satan's Angel, because now we could come to Satan's Angel, which is also the main topic of talking together. Like, for me, I just want to say, as I was there with you and Miss Coolcat and Satan's Angel and you in 2017 for the festival, where this little footage is also in the documentary movie, where we all performed together, the 4 of us, with Satan's Angel, the Firetassels, which was the absolute once in a lifetime memory that you just created for us to experience, which I'm very grateful for. And I want to have you now talk about more about who the fuck is Satan's Angel, if who's not knowing it, anyone here, and about this art form, and also talking about people or like young performers, maybe, because this is creativity sometimes comes and people get this idea, like I had by myself, like from their own idea, and they didn't know that there is this legend from burlesque who met all the superstars in the 50s and performed all over, I don't know, the United States with this art and keeping that heritage alive, like in history, in burlesque history. I would love you to say something about this right now, also to the audience here.
Yeah, so to make it short, which is difficult.
It's very short. It's very difficult to make it short, but yeah.
She has performed since the early 60s. She started then, and I got to know her around 10 years ago. I saw her for the first time on stage in San Francisco in 2008. And she was also one reason why I really felt like burlesque is something for me. Her presence on stage, her being an older woman, embracing her sexuality, being the badass kind of lady that she is, was really a strong thing for me, why I kept on going, or really started, like really felt that passion for it. And then we invited her for the festival, even though many people told us, "Oh, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard. It's gonna be. You have to like." She's like a handful, and then we invited her, and she came for the first time in 2010. Our theme was time machine, and she really loved it. That she is kind of like the time traveler, and we had the time machine built on stage, and she came through the doors of the time machine, like the whole set, which was built by a performer too, Tinkerbell, who is a set.
Oh, I love Tinkerbell. Yeah,
Yes,
very creative.
Schönberg, who now they have their own burlesque school with
Yeah, amazing.
Turbo Cherry.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. But anyway, the time machine, and then she had asked if there would be someone in Finland who would be a very skilled tassel twirler who would like to learn the Firetassels. And I already, for the first time when I twirled my tassels, maybe in 2004 or so, or 5, when I ordered them from Indigo Blue, the twirly girl, my first tassels, and twirled them at home, I felt like, oh my God, it's happening, they are twirling. And it was really somehow natural for me right away. So I felt like, okay, I'm going to say yes, because that's something so cool that you can do. So I said, well, I might want to try. And she came and taught me, and that's how it goes. But anyway, she is really a legend, and she has traveled so much already in the 60s, and she performed far to the 70s, and also a little bit in the 80s, and then she retired, and she came back in the early 2000s, like there in the shift of 1990s and 2000s, through exotic world, and there is a lot of things happening there.
Yeah.
But she came
we
back.
Need to make an extra thing about exotic world. Yeah.
Yes, and she has really been one of the legends who has really given her all, and she has, which I think is really wonderful with her, that she has really built herself like again and again, and she has kept on challenging herself as a performer also through these years. So I think she has really, like, to the 20 years almost that she performed again after coming from retirement has really been like an amazing performance after another. She has not just taken it, okay, I'm a legend, I don't mean that legends would do that, but she has been really special in that way, that she has really put herself out there. Her long 7 to 9 minute act, she has really like danced herself. Like,
I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, she has really worked so hard all the time. So I mean, I think that's really special that she has performed so much all over the world,
Inspired so many. Yeah.
Yes, and I think her performances have just grown and grown over the years. She has created new wardrobe all the time, and she has like really embraced the community, and which I think is, she really loved burlesque, and she always said, oh, I don't care for the new burlesque, I'm really a classic performer. We talked about this a lot with her, like she performed to rock and roll music.
Yeah.
Like her music was loud, and she was like, I said, well, I think you have that kind of really that strong new burlesque vibe in you also, and embracing her sexuality so strongly. She was an out lesbian, which is great to talk about today. We have Pride going on in the big Pride March with 100,000 people marching in Helsinki, which is fantastic.
Yeah, but it's still, we need that.
Yes,
energy.
yes.
Yeah.
We really need that, yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was special in so many ways. She was really caring, and she really loved burlesque. She was really interested in it. And she said that in the beginning, she really didn't like the new burlesque act. She didn't understand anything. But then she really tried, and she kept on like challenging herself also in that way. How
understanding.
Yes, understanding. And we talked about it quite often, what kind of act she likes, and she said she has really broadened her taste in burlesque too, even though she was quite precise, but she really also was into the energy of the performer, which is something that I have also felt really strongly about always, and what you think is really an important thing.
So
and
important.
like we said with Frank many times, that when we were traveling abroad, looking for different kinds of shows, and then someone asks us like, what kind of acts do you like? And there is nothing that I can say about that. There is no specific kinds of act that I like. Not any kinds of specific kind of performer. It's just there. It can be one act which is like, let's say something very like a red bow act. There can be a red bow act, and there can be a second red bow act. Yes, I saw it there. So, and the other act, the other red bow act can be like, okay, it's a good act, it's okay. And the other red bow act, which could be almost exactly the same, is like, oh my God, what's happening in the room? So it's about the energy and how the performer kind of opens
Being in presence.
being present, and not pushing too hard either, because if you push your energy too hard and you never give time to breathe, then it's too much. Also, it can be like, it's a very delicate kind of thing, which is really interesting. I have thought about it a lot myself when I do those. I have those quite strong Viking kind of acts,
I know,
pirate acts, and there I think it's very delicate where I pull myself back, and I have tried to develop the acts in different ways, how to make them like the
balance.
The balance is right, exactly.
I mean, it's so crazy, because like what we talk now, it leads to other topics that I really want to develop in this Sexy Sunday talks.
Yes.
But I'm really grateful, because this receiving and sending is the male, the feminine, the female and the male energy that is in everybody of us, in everyone, even men.
Yes.
And that's also something very interesting, because you have Epi as your husband performing burlesque. Yeah, and like with this energy thing, also another story. Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, about Angel, then when she had come back to burlesque, she really had given her everything, even though she said many times, "Oh, I'm ending. I'm quitting now. I'm quitting now."
Like Tina Turner.
Coming back
last show.
Different reasons. Of course, financial, but also I believe strongly that for her passion also for burlesque and the want to kind of perform. And it's when you have lived with the audience, it's a difficult decision to step away from that energy, from that giving and receiving kind of thing.
Yes.
And sadly, as said, we lost her in April.
Yes.
But I'm very happy that we could have shown her to the Finnish audiences. We had her 3 times in Finland, and we became really close friends. And I was visiting her quite a few times for longer visits in her home in Palm Springs. And during those times, I was able to document her archives by videotaping and talking and photographing. So she has a huge amount of archives about her performances before, and I'm hoping and planning to, it will take a while, but I'm hoping to make a lecture about her, which would be about her not so much her past, but her kind of the present and her legacy.
The comeback, like the comeback for what you said in the 90s or in the early 2000s, like this period where you also said the development was very strong, overcoming, okay, I'm into classic burlesque, I don't get really the new burlesque movement, but then getting into understanding, what it is to the women who recreate the burlesque in the new world, like, or in the new society topics, because like what I had the idea was the new burlesque movement is coming from the anti-porn and this anti-sexual, sexist, like from this, but this is also another story, but Because
Yes.
it's political, like what you say, like punk rock.
Yes.
It's the punk rock.
Yes. Yes. But
Yeah.
it's still. But I really don't think that a so-called, which I don't even like, dividing these acts to classical and neo. I think it's kind of a stupid conversation overall. I think it's all contemporary
Like
burlesque,
having
like
boxes.
yeah. Always when you start to make like those boxes, it's not good to make boxes like that, and people put themselves in boxes. Like I'm a classical performer, I can't perform a neo burlesque. I'm a neo burlesque, I should make a classic act. You
Yeah.
should not try to do something else, but just do what comes naturally to you. I personally, I feel like I need to have many different kinds of acts to keep the work interesting for me. I want to have really these Mae West diva acts where I'm like slow and sensual, and then I really need to have those punk rock acts, and I also need to have acts that are born in like 5 hours, that just come up like this and are performed just one time and never again. And now, which is a really interesting new thing, I have been working with a performer called Veda Decadenza, and we have been making this duo act about.
Yeah, I want to know. Yeah.
We were performing in one place, and we met at breakfast in the hotel restaurant, and we talked about competitions and how we don't like them and what we think they do to burlesque, and we decided we want to do something, and somehow it came natural because we both of us have a red act and both of us have a black act, kind of the same kind of
Yeah. Yes, what you said.
story
Yeah.
narrative. And we said, we should do this act about two people kind of fighting or performing the same
Yeah.
act the same night. And then we decided we're going to make this act about this never-ending competition, which is also about competing with oneself. That
Yeah,
I'm
with
never
yourself.
satisfied
I
with
love you,
myself,
Betty.
and
Yeah,
it's really
my topic in my this is my topic. It comes, yeah, but also another, yeah, thank you for that, because yeah, this
and
competition
we are
thing
really
is so
happy.
unhealthy for everyone.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we are so happy that we are now performing at the Stockholm Burlesque Festival.
Yay!
We have some gigs coming, and it's really fun. I really like.
I just saw
Yeah,
the footage. Yeah, but yeah, I'm
yeah.
excited. Cool.
Veda was my student many years ago, and I have always thought she has something special. So I'm really happy that we can do this together. I think we have great fun, and it has been really like so easy. It has come so naturally. Just
That's
almost.
the flow topic. Yeah. Flow
Yeah.
is also a big thing, which is connected with presence and
Mm,
bringing up true stories, like not limiting yourself, like what is in wants to flow out.
mm.
Yeah, and
Yes.
this is like this limiting thing is also very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, so okay, we I think we have discussed all the things that we plan to do, and it's I feel even okay, we need to do a second talk, Betty, in the future, because like what you also mentioned is this, that you have this school thing going, like what comes from a community that just developed, and what came out, like you say, like this movie or this documentary was coming, then we just shortly had Tinkerbell and Chitobachary with the school stuff going on. Then um, Kiki Hawaii, she asked me, it might be that I come next springtime to
Yes.
Kiki Hawaii. Yeah, so I would be happy to. Yeah, so we see each
Yes.
other, hopefully that everything
Yes.
comes together.
Yes.
And like, that's what yeah, it came I don't know, 2 weeks ago she asked or so. And yeah, because I feel like this community thing is also something that I would like to give out also to my audience here, like building this community, because I talk to so many people here in Germany, like not coming from big cities like from Munich or from Berlin, like smaller cities, and then say, oh, I don't have anything, where can I go? I'm not, well, when I apply to somewhere, it's so hard to bring myself out. So then I really want to encourage people, women.
Mm.
to produce their own things in their environment where they are
yes.
from, and inspire from the inside out. And this is what burlesque also is, what I want to bring in my teachings, is like you do something from outside and you bring it inside, and then it's like this vortex thing going on, like it comes out and goes in, like this flow.
Yes.
And inspire. And
and I think that has to do also with the thing that sometimes quite many times I see happening now, which makes me kind of sad for burlesque, that people are really with the competitive nature. They go like, you can hear them say, you can't do that because that's my music, or you can't do that because that's my act, or you can't blah 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 blah. And of course you shouldn't be copying people, but I really believe that we can't invent the whole world again.
No.
When you look in history, all the topics have been, so many topics have already been made into shows, and so many things have also been developed, like so many characters have already been used. We are working with popular culture anyway. It's not like
rocket science.
Exactly the word I was looking for. So I think when you take a topic and it's about being you. If you really are true to yourself, I think you can do something that's your own about anything. You can wear like a paper bag and you can make it original and sexy and wonderful if you just are true to yourself.
Yes.
I believe that.
I mean, this true to yourself thing is also, just to come back to the Firetassels, because like this sanctuation, like being sanctued as a queen of the Firetassels, like you are sanctued, I am Theresia, Jacques Patriarch, and all the ladies in the United States and in Russia. It's something that you decide. I mean, it's, of course, this art is an art that is made big by Satan's angel. But like what you say, we live in a pop culture. We have all this juggling community, people with juggling with fire, and they of course get into this creative mood and say, okay, I could set my boobs on fire. Of course they can. That's what I just want to say right now is, but we like going in this heritage, being into these traditions where what do you want to embrace from inside? What do you want to respect? It's kind of respecting the ancestors or so, something like when we go into this energy thing, like energy is respect, being present, knowing where you come from, knowing what's the true self that you want to express. I just want to bring this up because this is what I also want to inspire, like with this competition. And of course, like setting anything on fire on stage will wow the audiences, but what is your true self? Like, what do you want to develop,
Yeah,
that's what I really wanted to say also, like about this topic.
Yes, I'm very happy and proud to be carrying this legacy, to carry this torch, so to say.
Yes.
And I will honor Satan's angel's wishes, what she wanted to happen. She has sanctioned me to teach, and I have, as said, taught a few performers like yourself, Misty Lotus, Vanessa Diamond, Lala Besetskaya from Russia, Teresia,
Miss Cool Cat
from Prague, Misty Lotus from Switzerland,
and Jacques
Patriarch, who is in Vienna, who Angel has taught, and there is Anna Ferlaxis in UK, and some more. And as said, she wanted that there is one person in each country in Europe, and I'm going to honor her wishes for that. So there are still some countries where there are no fire queens or kings or persons. So let's see what happens there. But it has been it's really early also. She has passed
in
such a
April
time ago that it feels like it doesn't seem like the like right. It's not yet the right time. It will happen in time. Everything will go as it's supposed to be. And she wanted me to be the boss of this thing in Europe, and I will take this on. I just spoke to Vic, Angel's wife, about it, and we discussed how it's going to be, and we felt the same way about that. We can also take our time and think about it. But yeah, it's something that I'm very proud of, and I'm so happy that I could teach you, and we could do it together in Leipzig, which was really
yeah, we did it together in Leipzig. Yeah. I will set up the picture of together because it was so wild.
Yes.
Yeah. So if anyone is curious, we had to say, I wanted to say that I would like to show the art, not on ourselves, but just show how the energy could be. I would like to present this right now. Yes.
Yes.
So this is like the thing that you made for me. Wait. Woo! Do you hear the sound?
I love that sound.
It's really about the energy. Thank you. So yes, thank you so much, Betty. And I'm sure we will have a second talk. It's so long. Oh my God. Okay. Ja, ich sage jetzt einfach auf Wiedersehen, ihr Lieben da draußen. Danke, dass ihr euch die Zeit genommen habt, bis zum Schluss dabei zu sein. Und noch ein kleines Gedicht für euch zum Ende. Mein Lieblingsgedicht von Franz Grillparzer, was absolut zu dem Thema Burlesque passt. Werde, was du noch nicht bist. Bleibe, was du jetzt schon bist. In diesem Bleiben und diesem Werden liegt alles Schöne hier auf Erden. Love and light. I'm gonna hug you.